What's going on, guys? It's Gaz from Beastern Gaming. So, we did a top 5 for Prime Icons that we've enjoyed throughout FIFA 18, and I thought that was a nice little touch because obviously FIFA 18 sort of come to a close now, whereas everyone builds up anticipation for 19 and realistically is playing the World Cup mode more. So I thought, in the spirit of things, we'll do top 5 for the World Cup in our opinions. I've already conferred with Lewy, he's not here tonight, obviously it's me on my own, so I'm going to speak for both of us on this part, and I hope you enjoy. Let's get into this.
When the sun rises, I live my life like I'm a beast.
Okay, so coming in at number 1, we do have the man himself, Sergio Ramos. Now, he's obviously a quality player, as we all know, on the game. He's not making too many friends in the real world, I understand, especially not Liverpool fans, I can probably appreciate. So he's got to come in here anyway because, let's be honest, all the games we have actually played with him, he has been, by and large, the best defender we've got. To be quite honest with you, he's been so solid and he's been really consistent up at the back and really sort of shutting people out as well. It's been fantastic. He's got great stats, as we all probably know by now, so I don't want to bore you too much with the nitty gritty details. Let's hope he has a good World Cup, because obviously then that means that he can then upgrade and he'll probably get even better. So it's definitely a big positive to have him in the team, especially not being able to buy, and you have to pack these players. So obviously having packed him, we're very, very happy. He stayed in our team ever since we did. I think we took him out briefly when we got Bobby Moore and Blanc, but he's just so much better than Bobby Moore, so we've kept him in instead, and he links up with Alba nicely as well if you're interested in good chemistry. So that is our number 1, guys. Coming in at number 2 is Laurent Blanc. Now, this guy he was a close contender, to be quite honest with you, in our normal Ultimate team. He's 6'3", as you can see there, perfect work rates, and actually got quite a decent weak foot as well at 3 stars, so that always helps. One of my favourite centre-backs in the game, purely for the fact that not only for a centre-back is he fantastic at defending and his physical's fairly decent, and he hasn't got too shabby pace, he's not too slow either. It's mainly, I quite like his penalties. There's something about when you get a penalty and you put this guy on there, you know, it's putting a centre back or even just a defender in general to take your penalties always seems a little bit cheeky. But when you actually look at Blanc and when you look at our main team, for example, he's the best penalty taker we've got. He's even better than the likes of Ruud Huller and Henry. So for us, it's kind of like, it's a great way of actually getting a defender involved with scoring goals as well. So he's a really solid pick, and if you're going to go for the icons, he's going to be one of the top ones that you'll be wanting to pack, because he is actually fantastic. And when you can do the repeatable icons, you've always got a really good chance of getting him. So I'd highly recommend getting him for your team, because he is a really solid choice. Right, guys, coming in at number 3, so is Little Kante. Now, I actually was thinking of making this video and included him in the list way before he got an upgrade. That upgrade has obviously made a good player, a very good player, just a little bit better. So there's no complaints. Of course, there's no complaints. But things like his interceptions now being 94 and stamina being 96 and his aggression going up as well. For such an innocent-looking player, he has actually got a little bit of bite in him. And just looking at his card now, he's such a fantastic choice. I mean, we've got a lot of options as a CDM. We've got so many solid players that we could have easily had over Kante in that position. But quite honestly, pointless, completely pointless putting him in there, because he is such a good choice. So we've got him now as our CDM. I've got no regrets. He's come straight back in the team. We played a couple of games with Matthias there, which is crazy when you think a 93 icon with all-round stats was actually worse than Kante. So he's a really, really solid choice, guys. If you are fortunate enough to pack this guy, I would put him straight in your team. Even if it's a hybrid, shoehorn him in there. He's only small, but he is damn good at what he does. So he's got to be right up there in our number 3 spot. Surprise, surprise, what an absolute shocker. Coming in at number 4 is the man himself, the legend, Pele. That was not really a great That's not a great name for a big dramatic. Never mind. He is fantastic. He's an absolute worldie of a player. Lewy got him in one of the repeatables icon builders that I keep talking about because they are so good. You can get a few of the really decent icons which we've managed to do, and they're worth every second because they chemistry in this World Cup mode, as we know, is really sort of flaky. So to have an icon in there that can link up, especially if you've got any Brazilian players in there as well, that always goes a huge long way for it. So as you can see, this guy is a bit of a machine. I mean, there's not really a bad stat. Obviously his slide tackle is shocking, so don't play him as a CDM or a centre back or even in goal. Don't do that because he's going to be crap. But you play him anywhere else, anything attacking. We had him as a striker for a little bit, but we felt like he wasn't being fully utilised. We had Maradona just in behind, but nah, he's not made the list because he's not very good, Maradona. So we put Pele in there, and we pushed Henry up top with R9, and he has just done wonders. He's a fantastic little player. Everything he touched seems to turn to gold, and I would say his 98 rating is well deserved because he has been fantastic for us. I really do recommend him. I appreciate everybody wants Pele, and you're going to try and get him anyway. You don't need me, some bald ginger bloke, to tell you to get him, but I would just say yes. It's a big yes from me. So that's number 4, guys. And finally, but absolutely not at least by any stretch of the imagination, is R9. I should have done a drum roll. I really should have, but it's so obvious. You can't really deny that. Anyway, these are just the players we've used, by the way, so you're probably, a lot of people are probably there hating on me right now and getting really angry behind your keyboard, thinking, where's CR7, where's CR7, why are you picking R9? Unfortunately, we haven't had a chance to pack CR7, so everybody can chill out from that, because if we had, especially after his upgrade, he'd be up top with this Ronaldo. We would definitely have the Ronaldo combination in there, because wow. These guys are insane. But for me, the only experience I can give you is the R9, and good lord, this bloke is insane. 5-star on both, weak foot and skill moves. I can't even use skill moves, but it still makes me happy because I know that means he's good. And just look at those stats. I mean, they might not be jumping out as the best ones. I mean, we have just looked at 98 Pele, so it's not exactly going to be showering itself in glory. He can score headers, he can score long shots, he can score tap-ins, he can score skill goals. He can score so much I can't even talk. He is such a good player. I just can't get my head around. I think any team, any formation, this guy needs to be your target man. He can play as a target man, he can play in behind, he can shrug people off. Some of the goals he scored are absolutely obscene. They are so dirty and sweaty. He needs to have a shower, man. It is just insane. I cannot sing his praises. So he's number 5 and he is 100%. These aren't in order, but he is the best player I have used on FIFA 18, period. Nothing else. Nobody else comes close. So for me, I've just had a little fangirl moment, but he is our favourite, and that is R9, 94 rated. So guys, that was our top 5 World Cup players that we absolutely love using. I did just want to, like I did on the last one, I did an honourable mention for Shearer. I just want to do one for Closer. Now, we haven't actually used Closer, and there's a reason for that, hence why I'm now bringing it up. I just thought I'd use this opportunity actually to sort of call out EA on some of their bullshit, really, for lack of a better word. Now, Closer is an icon, and I believe he is definitely deserving of that. But whoever was in charge of making his card clearly was at the end of their shift, or clearly wasn't being paid enough to do it, because it is appalling. Now, I'm obviously an English fan and I support English football, but I'm appalled at this, you know, and I'm not really asked about the German team. I don't really care how their players are portrayed or how they look. But for me, this is just disgusting. Like, what a crap statted card. Like, who in their right mind would use this? I mean, you'd really have to go some. I mean, okay, potentially have him up top with, say, a player like Werner, who's also really good but really quick, and have that sort of height and presence up there. But oh, I don't know, man. That's just an insult, really. Like, it really is bad. And when you think, I mean, looking at these, you know, he scored 71 goals in 137 appearances for Germany. Like, Germany are not a bad team. They are not, well, and they certainly haven't been for like the last however many years, like 20, 30 years, like even before that, man. Like, they are really, really good, and he has been a real focal point in the World Cup. And he's obviously scored 16 goals in the World Cup or something stupid for them, and some of his goals are insane. I mean, you need to check these out on YouTube. Just put, Miroslav Klose World Cup goals. The guy could score anything with his head, man. He could score from the halfway line with his head. He could do anything. He could head over a lump of dog shit and turn it to goal. The man was an absolute weapon. I'm sorry I'm rambling a bit here. These are supposed to be short, snappy videos, but I just can't help it. I can't leave it alone. So, anyway, that's enough of me going on. Obviously, that's a little quick look at our World Cup team at the moment. We do play a lot of World Cup team as well on a Friday, on FIFA Friday. So as you'll see, there's often a little bit of a mixture, a few packs, a few World Cup games, and then we go and play a bit of two-player, which is what we're sort of our main deal is anyway. So that was it, guys. That was my top 5. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you do have any questions, comments, or queries, either drop a comment in the description below, or you can hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. If this wasn't very good, you thought that's crap, what a waste of my time, I want my life back, please guys, then still drop a comment. That's all, but it's all about feedback. We're going to be doing some FIFA 19 stuff, as I mentioned in the previous video, so yeah, just look forward to that. If you do want to pop in and say hello, speak to us, and have a bit of a laugh, then come join us on Twitch every Friday at 7 PM, and there'll be me and Lewy here on camera and chatting away to you guys while we play some FIFA. Take care of yourself, guys. Look after yourselves, and I will see you Friday. All the best.